Hello everyone, welcome back to Witchinary. If you have yet to subscribe to this channel, then please do so because we are getting crafty, and today I wanted to bring to you the Hero Art Textured Leaves stamp set. This is a card that I'm making specifically for Hook, Line, and Anchor's mail call. She is doing a mail call and the theme is leaves, and I figured what a better time to bust out this stamp set that I have not shown here on YouTube. I have tried to use the stamp set in the past, however, I don't know if I'm just not using the right stamping method or maybe I'm just not using the right ink, but this stamp set is giving me some trouble, so I tried to use it once and then I kind of left it behind, or left it alone. Today though, I'm going to use my Mini Misty, a piece of Strathmore watercolor paper, and my Simon Says Stamp Barely Beige ink pad to kind of stamp down all of these images in a way where I don't really have to worry about the textured part of it too much, just worry about how it looks on the paper because I'm going to attempt some no-line watercoloring today. And if you know anything about the Barely Beige ink, is that it literally is barely there. So either you're straining your eyes or you're gonna have to stamp it down multiple times so you can get a really good impression, so you're not like, I don't know, so you don't end up like me wearing glasses at a young age. But anyway, from my stash, I'm gonna pull out my Kuretake Gamsai Tambi Watercolor Set. Someone's gonna have to forgive me for that horrible butchering, but yeah, I just got this entire watercolor set. I absolutely love it. It's very big. One, it has like 36 colors. Two, it blends like a dream, and it just, you can deposit water on certain places, kind of drop in other colors, and they blend in seamlessly. I really like the way that this is. Like I said, today I'm going to be doing some no-line watercoloring. This isn't really something I've ever premiered on my channel because I'm actually not the best at it. I'm not even really good at no-line, like just coloring. So I don't do it often. I figured today would be a good time to try because I have this awesome watercolor set, so I kind of have the cojones to actually get it done. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna try. Also, guys, I'm going to link down to Hook, Line, and Anchor's Instagram page as well as her YouTube channel if you guys want to check her out. She is an amazing YouTuber, card maker. She was one of the only people I actually saw tackle 30 cards or 31 cards for the entire month of October. Like, she made one design per day for the entire month of October. And if that does not scream evil genius creative type to you, I don't know what does. But I was very much in awe of her skill doing that, and even more in awe of just her overall ability to just create such beautiful cards. So I definitely wanted to participate in her mail call, and I'm really happy that she told me about it so that way I can make her this card. And I really hope that she likes it because I am definitely like trying some new things to go out of my way to kind of make it special for her. After I'm done coloring all of my leaves in various colors, I go ahead and take out my Prismacolor pencils. So this was actually a technique that my art teacher told me about back in high school, and I literally just remembered it while I was trying to think about more ways that I can add some really good saturated color to my leaves because I wasn't liking the way that this was turning out. I don't know if like I was just going through the share effect where I just wanted to add more things to the top, or if I just kind of really wasn't feeling it. So I just kept trying to add more dimension, more saturation, more colors, more embellishments to just really make this card pop. So yeah, I am using anything that I can to kind of either highlight my leaves or to make them stand out a little bit more, and I really like the way they start kind of turning out, although I am not convinced that these are great. From my stash, in a moment, I'm going to pull out my fine Tec watercolor inks. I thought about the Moda scrap paper that we got back in May of 2018 in one of the Simon Says Stamp kits, and that Moda scrap paper had these beautiful watercolored images, and one of them had like a feather at the bottom that had like this awesome watercolor splatter on it. And I figured because I just did watercoloring, I would bring out some gold and I would just flick on the gold onto the actual panel to kind of give it a little bit of shimmer and to kind of give that look that Moda Scrap did for some of its sheets. So I just went for it, and I'm really happy I did. Off camera, I go over it again because I wasn't satisfied with the initial splatter. I think it needed more. from my stash, I'm going to also pull out these awesome leaf die cut embellishments from Love from Lizi. These are actually made out of real wood and they're cut like leaves, and since this challenge was leaves, I was like, you know what, if the woman wants leaves, she's gonna get leaves. I'm gonna give her all the leaves, and that's just what I tried to do. I wasn't sure of the positioning of this leaf at the time. I was just kind of like, okay, don't know which shape I want, don't know where I'm going to put it, but once I decide on that awesome maple leaf, I'm going to take out my Simon Says Stamp clear embossing ink, and I'm just going to heat emboss some Princess Gold Ranger embossing powder on top. And if you're curious as to what melting embossing powder smells like on a real wood leaf, it smells like a fire hazard, folks. That's what it smells like. So I wouldn't recommend it unless you really, really want the aesthetic. Then, you know what? Don't say I didn't warn you. But yeah, so once I was done doing that and kind of like heat embossing the splatter again, I just kind of like, you know, fidget a little bit with what I wanted to do. In the Love from Lizi kit, there was also 2 silk leaves, and I really, really wanted to add them to this card as well because, you know what, add more leaves. I'm also taking out a piece of twine and I'm going to make a bow from it because, you know what, I think we need more embellishments. So here are the 2 little silk leaves. I'm going to take out my multimedia matte glue and I'm going to adhere them to the back using a little Q-tip, and I had to kind of press them down for a bit there. I don't know why I just didn't, you know, use tape or that awesome like super glue adhere all your sins down to tape, but I chose to go with glue. I'm gonna raise up this awesome leaf onto my card panel using some foam squares, and then in the Love from Lizi kit, she also provided these awesome iridescent jewel sequin things, and I'm just gonna adhere those onto the card itself, even though there's really nothing to like tie the little embellishments to. I just think they kind of reflect a little bit of that blue from that one blue leaf, and I did want the feeling or the color of that blue to stand out a lot. And as I was adding on these embellishments, I really started feeling that blue a lot more. So I took out a piece of Peacock paper from Paper Source, and I'm just going to cut this down so all the edges are straight, because you guys know I'm very much spatially challenged, so I'm gonna go ahead and like do that. Then I'm gonna take out my Tombow glue to adhere this down, and guys, I don't really know why I didn't use tape for this or a tape runner. Or my multimedia matte glue. I was just kind of like, oh, I already have this in front of me, this is what I'm gonna use. So this was literally my creativity gone wild. It just did its thing. Once I'm done adhering my little Strathmore piece of watercolor paper to my Peacock paper, I'm just going to trim off all of the excess, and then I'm going to take a Neenah Solar White card base to basically adhere this down to, or to adhere my card panel down to my base. After I'm done using my Tombow tape runner to adhere this down, I am going to take out my Simon Says Stamp 4 Seasons dies and sayings, and I'm going to take out some tonic, I think this is gold pearl paper, and I'm going to go ahead and die cut the word autumn a few times, just making sure that the last or the upmost layer is that awesome tonic gold pearl mirror paper. So that way everything gets tied back together with that gold and all of that awesome gold shiny stuff. I figured it's a leaf themed card. I didn't really have any leaf themed sentiments, so autumn would definitely work here. I mean, it's technically still autumn for like another month or so, so I thought it would work. Once I was done with the outside of the card and I was satisfied with it, I'm going to take the 4 Seasons sayings, and I'm going to stamp down the little poem that comes in this kit, in this stamp set about fall. And I'm just going to adhere that down I'm going to stamp that down in the center with my Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And then I'm going to take the 2 leaves that are in the actual stamp set, and I'm going to take out my colors of Distress inks in mustard seed, ripe persimmon, peacock feathers, Twisted Citron, and Spice Marmalade to kind of give this awesome sort of gradation on my leaves. It still looked very fall, but kind of looked like a kind of different sort of fall, and I was really happy with how this was starting to look and how this turned out. I think my inner share was starting to be very sated with my results, so I knew that it was almost time for me to kind of stop. But if you know me, I can't just stop here. So I pulled out one of my gold pens and I just did little dots around my leaves. Well guys, that just about wraps this card. Thank you guys so much for watching this, and Katie, I really hope you enjoy this card. Take care.